Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Harvest Moon 64. I am Make400 and in this episode, we are going to do more summer stuff, or, explore things that have changed. Or not really explore, just do some more farming. That's what we do in this game. We farm. But yeah, as you can saw by TV, we have some more festivals coming up, like the swimming festival. There's also the vegetable. I don't know if that was on the TV, but there's a swimming festival, the vegetable festival. Some more summer festivals that are quite interesting. And now we can, with our new watering can, as we got last episode, we can water faster. Technically speaking, if you want a trick, if you go to the bar, and you do this with, if you can use your tools anywhere and you'll level up. For example, if you go to the bar or anywhere that time stops, and you just but bar specifically because you can use it until you get tired, and then you can get water in the bar, and it will increase your health and allow you to continue doing something. You can technically just stand there and like water nothing, not really water because the watering can will run out. I don't know if it counts if you don't have any water in it, if it counts as for leveling up. But like you could hammer something, and eventually, even if you're not really doing anything of any use, it will still count. Get more eggs in our bins. Eventually, once we start selling more eggs and getting, don't water the chicken. Chickens do not grow, at least not that way. That's not how life works. But as soon as we get more money, I think the first thing I'm gonna do is buy a cow. Once I get enough for a cow, because there shouldn't be anything coming up that I necessarily need a ton of money for. And damn it, I wasted some of my chicken feed. Again, I don't know if I need chicken feed for the yellow chick. I still haven't really found that out. But again, it doesn't matter. I like feeding my chicken, even if he doesn't need it. It's nice to give it to the little chick. Little chicks need food too. So, something I actually probably should have talked about earlier this week, Jeopardy. If you're keeping up with the current events, you'll know there was a whole match between Ken Jennings, I don't remember his name. I think it was Brad, but I don't remember his whole name. But Brad something. He was the guy who like won the most amount ever on Jeopardy, and then he never was never beaten because he just quit. He didn't like get beaten by anyone. Unlike Ken, Ken had like the longest run. But yeah, two of the like most Jeopardy champions were going up against IBM's computer Watson, who their main test was to see if he could understand human language. Understand the question and then search his database based on the question. So basically, be able to do good at trivia. I watched it with my friends and it was interesting. Obviously, or not obviously, but like the computer did win. I think a lot of people figured Watson would win, but really he didn't do as good as I guess I thought he would have. At the same time, though, I was impressed about how well he knew language. But then again, there was some instances where like he was asked who the main villain, not this exact wording, but who the villain of Harry Potter was, and his most confident answer was Harry Potter, which is it is horribly incorrect. And actually, let's do something. If you throw a small fish in here, oh my God, it's Kappa. I am the water imp of this pond. You gave me a fish. You're a good guy. I'll give you this. And it's a blue power berry. Eat that and you won't get tired in the rain. It's useful. Goodbye. And Kappa is the mythical being from Japan. Now, things about don't work too hard. It'll wear you out. Bye. You already said bye. Don't say bye twice. Or are you, Basil Merso? But anyway, he is, the thing about the blue barberry. Now, I don't know for sure, but I've read things about it being supposedly glitched, as in because of the game coding, the blue barberry does nothing. And if you give the imp a large fish, you get a berry that's a regular berry that does the same effect as the blue one is supposed to do, but the blue one doesn't do anything. I don't know this. Honestly, I don't really care either way. But I like in the blue one because it's blue. Abadi abadai. And yeah, the more you give these harvest imps and become friends with them, they'll start to speak more English. And also, there's a little hole here with more harvest imps. It's a human A, being A. So yeah, the more you become friends with these guys, the more they'll speak English and not English. Um, but they're also there's several side quests or stuff that you can talk to. If you're nice to them, they will do things for you. So you definitely want to be nice to those guys. And be nice to anyone, though. Being friends with people is definitely has its benefits in this game. And it's something I haven't been doing, but as time goes on, I'll definitely be doing it more and more because I want to focus on the farming as much. Technically speaking, it's not a bad idea. As much as I do chores in the morning, it's not a bad idea to do chores at night because it doesn't matter when you do it during the day. I just do it at the beginning just so I get it out of the way. But you can water your plants whenever. I guess my thing is I like to get all the chores done at once, and if I wait till night, I won't be able to ship them that day. So unless I just pick them and then I just water them later. But again, I like to do all of it at once. So, um, and like for the festivals, you can't. As soon as you go to the festival, it's done. So you have to do it first thing in the morning. But that's not that big a deal anyway. But yeah, the Watson computer match was pretty. It was interesting, and there's people that he was joking. Karen was joking like, "Oh, I welcome our computer overlords," even though he did look like he was a little annoyed. Um, Not like I don't think he was that upset necessarily, but compared to like Brad, who was kind of just having fun, Ken did seem a little distraught. Um, but it was definitely interesting to watch that a computer can realize our language. Of course, again, there was the little blips. He said, um, some dumb answers that no human. Like at one point, Ken said 20 and it was wrong, or yeah, 1920s it was wrong, and then Watson answered in the same thing. And a human player wouldn't do that. Plus, he got really lucky with. Part of it is he got really lucky with the daily doubles. He got every daily double, I think, except for one, which Ken got. And he also, as long as he understands the question, his reaction time is quite good. So it's pretty. As much as sometimes the computer players did beat him when he was really confident, because it was based on a competency system. If he was super confident in something, he would answer. If he wasn't, he might not answer right away, or not at all. Depending on how confident he was in his top answer. But if he was super confident, then his reaction time was pretty fast. Sometimes the human players beat him, but it's kind of hard. It was kind of hard for a human player to beat a computer speed. And I think honestly, both IBM and like Ken's probably sad because he's not he got beaten by a computer. Unless he just is having fun with it. I think he did take it a little bit personally. He had a good humor about it, but then you had the whole also. IBM is probably gonna want to refine their computer more and more. I mean, it works, but there's definitely blips, and the fact that it didn't, completely obliterate its contestants or its fellow contestants is kind of probably disappointing for someone who's trying to make perfect their invention of sorts. Ride my horse, yay! Again, not really much point of having a horse, but riding your horse will help train it to become better at the races whenever you get to another horse race, which we won't for a while. It's not until fall, I believe. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting thing to watch. And if you haven't seen it, I would recommend watching the Jeopardy matches if you can find them like on YouTube. I'm sure they're up there somewhere or online. Because it's pretty an amazing technology, which could be dangerous if you combine that kind of technology with actually the ability to learn. The only thing though is you can do with the ability to learn and the ability to, for computers, ability to learn and ability to comprehend human language. Then you get into actual artificial intelligence, unlike the AI in games. But then you have the whole fact of computers can't be creative, no matter how hard. I don't think there's any way, at least at the moment, for a computer to create things and be creative, because computers by nature think in very black and white. They can't think outside the box. They can't think outside the button. It's just not, who are you? Sorry, but you're always busy. And that's not fair. I want to. Okay, so Fireworks, Crop Festival, and Firefly Festival, and then I couldn't see what the last one was. I want that guy's hair. It's so skunk-like. But yeah, it's a pretty amazing thing. It's a little scary, but at the same time, it's interesting. You could say that people are attempting something that they shouldn't be attempting with designing computers, but I guess the thing is, like, yeah, computers think in black and white and right and wrong, but the problem is that's not really how the world works. So, I don't think computers can replace humans because they're two different things. I mean, me and my friends had a whole discussion about if there was a robot that. Well, then we got in a whole discussion. It wouldn't be more perfect than human. It would be actually that there was a robot that was exactly like a human being in every way, except it was made of metal. Like it was a robot race that was just made of metal, but it could actually be. It'd be like talking to another human, but it would be made of metal. And whether and like civil rights, actions of that, and whether or not you would, could people get past the whole fact that machines are supposed to do anything? Because that's, one of my friends was kind of thinking along those lines. We had the whole discussion though; it wasn't anything. Um, I'm pretty sure I should be able to throw. Maybe I have to. You know what I think? I think to get her to, there's someone new goddess that can appear there. I think you have to throw one of your homegrown vegetables in there. So when I get the tomatoes, because I want to save the turnip or whatever I have in my, I think potato for the festival. But if I have a once I get tomatoes, I'll probably throw that in there and try and get her to appear. But anyway, yeah. But it's an interesting topic about robots and you know how they be treated if they have the intelligence of humans, if humans would, kind of like the Matrix of sorts. Everyone in the Matrix, I haven't really watched it that much, but from what I've heard, in the Matrix, yeah, the robots were seen as the bad guy, but in reality, so wasn't there a whole war or something that humans started fighting robots for like no reason, and the humans lost, and the robots, after they won the war, they put the humans in a place that was the fake world. But they were, basically they just like, okay, humans and robots can't coexist, so we're gonna stick them in this matrix and live their lives like they would normally. Just they're in a fake world, and it really doesn't matter if the fake world is any different than the real world. It's still the same world. Granted, though, I think the whole thing had a whole Christian theme. So in terms of Christian themes, that the whole real world could be considered heaven or something. I don't know how. I haven't seen the movie, but I'm just going off based off things I've read. But it is an interesting concept. Um, you know, it goes into the whole things are different, therefore you must treat them differently, even if they're basically essentially the same. If there's a little bit of it, I mean, obviously not everything is equal. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses, but does that mean because because someone can't spell correctly that you should curse them and all their kin, or because someone has trouble speaking, or because someone likes to wear chains around their neck? There are sometimes that gets kind of too far. Like there's this one guy who basically walks around in the lab with no shirt on and a cowboy hat and a vest. I know you're expressing your own individuality, but it's a little bit of respect, man. I don't want to see your man nipples, personally. But ooh, cow, hi cow. So yeah, Anne's not gonna be in here though. I'm gonna check, but usually she's only in here if it's raining. She's probably out in the mountains or with Rick. Still wanted to try and get her to be my friend. Potpourri's here though for whatever reason. Not sure why. She's the flower girl, not the farm girl. But that's about all the time I have. Are you making babies? Yes, go make babies. Have fun. But that's about all the time I have actually. So, I have been at Rick's clothes by this point, so even if she was there, she wouldn't be in there at the moment. So I am MegaFig400, and I'm reminding you to watch out for the overlord computers that will enslave the human race.